PJ?
You hired me from a want ad. Think that comes with a superpower?
Grimlock, drop the cruisers right now.
That is an alien dinosaur.
Michael Bay is bringing back Autobots and Decepticons to the big screen. Transformers: The Last Night is now in theaters. For his take on this and other new movies opening this week, I want to bring in film critic Richard Crouse. Hello there,
nice
Richard.
Nice to see you.
I'm telling you, those of your ilk, the reviewer kind,
yes,
not liking this Transformers
Well, they have not been kind to this one. I'm just a little bit more than indifferent to it.
Okay.
But I'm on the other side of indifferent. I think that's what it would be. For me, you know what to expect when you go in to see one of these movies. And what I think Michael Bay, who has directed 5 of these now, he says it's going to be the last one that he directs, although he'll produce the next 14 that they already have.
You're kidding.
Yeah, they've got them
14.
planned out. At the rate they're going, we'll be watching these in 30 years from now. Still new ones. So what he's done here is he's done what he should have done with the first one and push it right into the realm of the ridiculous. This is irretrievably silly stuff, possibly the dumbest movie of the year. So you have the line of toys turned movie stars, the Transformers, the Autobots, the good guys, the Decepticons, the bad guys. But apparently, they worked with King Arthur in the Middle Ages. They fought Nazis in World War II. This is the entire secret history of the Transformers on Earth, as told by Anthony Hopkins, who has the thankless job of telling us all this. So he's the seventh Lord of something or other, who has been the keeper of the Transformers secrets. I was calling him the seventh Lord of exposition, because every time you see him on the screen, he's explaining something to you about them. He looks like he's having a good time. I'm sure he got paid a lot of money. Good on you, Anthony Hopkins. But you're in the middle of a big, dumb movie. If you decide, to go see this, and you just want to see robots fighting robots, awesome. You are going to see very cool robots in very cool battle scenes. And that's what people want from these movies. So is it successful? Well, not if you go for the story. Is it successful if you want to go see robots fighting robots? Hell yeah.
All right.
So 3 out of 5 stars.
Wow. The Hero has such a lovely trailer that Sam Elliott just draws you right in.
Sam Elliott does draw you right in. And I don't know, and I've never been able to figure out why Sam Elliott is not a giant movie star.
I'm kind of with you, Richard.
He is always, he's got that voice, that cool mustache.
Good looking.
And look at that hair. 71 years old, and he still has hair that's, as someone on Twitter said, as thick as linguine. And so he should have been a massive movie star, but he's never really, in the course of his career, over 50 movies, never really been the lead. He's always the second or third build. Now he gets the chance to be the lead, and he knocks it out of the park. The movie's called The Hero. He plays a guy who was a big Western movie star in the 70s and 80s. So think Clint Eastwood style fame in the 70s and 80s. It kind of goes away for him, and now he's doing voiceovers for commercials. He gets diagnosed with cancer. He decides to make a comeback. He meets a much younger woman, and he's trying to mend his relationship with his daughter, all in short order. That's the engine that drives this movie. We've seen storylines like this before in things like Tender Mercies with Robert Duvall, and The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, and Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges. But what this movie has is Sam Elliott that makes you want to watch it. So for me, it's a 2.5-star movie, but it's a 4-star performance.
Okay. The next movie, 47 Meters Down.
Yeah, so if this was a sitcom, it would be called Two Girls and a Shark. That would be the name of it. It is not, though. It's a thriller set in Mexico, and you have 2 sisters played by Claire Holt and Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore's heart has been broken by her boyfriend. They're there just to shake that off, to have some fun and get their yayas out. One of the ways that they're going to do that is to go shark diving. So they rent a sketchy-looking boat that looks like it's barely seaworthy. They get into a rusty old cage. They get dropped into the water that has been chummed with stuff that will attract sharks. And, of course, the winch on this old ship breaks. They plummet 47 meters down to the ocean floor. And they've got a couple of options. They've got to get to the surface, obviously, in order to survive. But if they go up too quickly, they will get the bends if they don't get eaten by sharks first. That's what happens in this movie. About an hour of it is spent underwater. And this plays on our fears of the unknown, of claustrophobia, our
Sharks.
fear of sharks and women against nature, all that kind of stuff. And it's quite effective. I think, though, that this could have worked really well as a silent movie. And I'm not joking when I say that when they get plunged down to the bottom, they're able to speak to one another. Imagine if they hadn't been able to speak to one another and just had to kind of figure out what to do, and not being able to speak to the person that you're, probably going to die with. That would have been terrifying instead of hearing them scream for an hour. But it's a 2.5 out of 5-star movie for me because it's not completely successful, but it will make you uncomfortable in the movie theater.
What was that movie from a few years ago where the couple goes out diving and they're left behind in the water?
Barracudas eat them, yeah.
Oh, that's what reminds me. Oh, okay, you're giving me nightmares. Richard Crouse, always lovely to see you.
Nice
We got
to
some
see
big
you.
movies coming up next week, too. Summer
Absolutely.
blockbusters. We'll talk to you then.